Coming through. Yeah. Let's go.
Alright, we're on episode 5 of season 1, the only season of Fear Itself. This one's called Eater, and it features Elizabeth Moss before she really hit it big, starring in The Handmaid's Tale and Mad Men. She's also a Scientologist, so watch out for her. She actually got her start as a child actor, starring in things like Return from Witch Mountain, and this is somewhere in the middle of her career, where she plays a rookie cop that is doing the overnight shift at a police station with a couple of the more senior police officers, and they get in a serial killer by the name of Eater. We see this happens right away. They get right to the point. They bring in this tall, scary guy with a twisted mouth, deformed face, and long hair. You know, McGarris classic. And right away, he starts doing some black magic, some voodoo. And you know, this is not just going to be a regular serial killer episode. There's going to be some supernatural twists. Elizabeth Moss, who plays the character Danny, is the rookie cop, so of course this means that the other cops that are doing the overnight shift with her kind of make fun of her, kind of boss her around a little bit. They make it clear that she's the newbie, and she's the only girl in this overnight shift of over-testosteroned and sometimes overweight cops.
See who's here. Bernard Taylor.
Right here, boss.
Steve Proctor.
Yo.
Sean Longway.
Yeah, here.
Danny Bannerman.
Here, Sergeant.
Yep, she's here all right, Sarge. Oh, man. Check this out, Sarge. She's got the latest issue of Death Dance. For all your horror needs.
Give it back.
Oh, back up.
Marty, you got it all over
Take a
me.
look in here.
Death Dance. What kind of sense does that make?
About as much sense as Officer Stephen King over here.
Oh, freaking boot. That's bad enough we have to have a chick watching our backs.
That's enough, Matty.
She's not a chick, Mattingly. She's goth cop. And you better watch out, or she'll suck your blood.
Yeah, she sucks, all right.
Hey, now what do you say we cut the wisecracking? Get back to work?
The setting in this episode is really great. It takes place in the police station the entire time, but it's actually a very, very large and multi-leveled police station, so it's not a one-room location or even couple-room location. See them running up and down this flight of stairs that leads up into the room where the serial killer is being kept. So you really get a good overview of what this place looks like, and the production values in Fear Itself are, as always, pretty amazing. This was a show on NBC, but sometimes it actually does kind of look more like an HBO show. Maybe another one of the reasons that its life was cut short. Might have been too expensive. With a setting like a police station and a serial killer that is inevitably gonna get loose, I was thinking they might be going for like a kind of claustrophobic alien vibe. But that's actually not what they're going for. This police station is very, very large, so it keeps making you think that they might be able to actually get away from this guy, and gives them a lot of room to breathe and actually do some really good chase scenes. It's not him just always sneaking up on them or locking them in a room. It really does make it feel more realistic, that the cops might actually have a fighting chance against this monster.
Mattingly and Bannerman. You're holding down the fort. I'll see you in the morning.
Hey, Sarge. That guy really ate those people?
That's what the report says. 32 of them to be exact. He got hungry, he'd carve a little meat off the bodies and throw it in a frying pan. They found intestines and other body parts in the fridge wrapped up in plastic bags.
Leftovers, huh?
Oh, you think that's weird? What do you hear about the wardrobe they found hanging in his closet? Custom made. From the skin of his victims. Supposedly taken while they were still alive.
Elizabeth Moss seems really interested in learning more about this serial killer slash cannibal Eater. And she actually takes the whole police profile that has all the visuals and pictures of his victims and the ones that he ate. She really seems to be very interested in this, and they're kind of leading you down a road to think that maybe she's involved in this situation and his incarceration. She's left with two other officers, Marty and Mattingly. Marty is the large fat guy who messes with her a lot and can be kind of funny, but probably the grossest part of this episode is seeing him eat. He eats a lot during this episode, especially eating this kind of gross pizza, and I don't know, I could have done without that scene. This episode is fairly bloody. They'll flash back to the Eater torturing some of his victims. Even though it was on NBC, this is definitely pushing the TV-14 rating. But the grossest part is watching Marty eat.
Damn it. Die on us.
Hey, I ain't so sure you want to be doing that. I'm not sure you want to do that at all.
Where have you been? Didn't you hear me calling you?
If I'd have heard you, I'd have answered.
Someone left the cell unlocked.
Not me.
Marty thought he heard something downstairs.
Wasn't anything.
What?
I just spoke to Marty. He told me to tell you it wasn't anything.
Well, then what was the noise that he heard?
I don't know. The wind, a rat. I mean, who the hell knows and who the hell cares? Stop being such a woman.
You just saw Marty downstairs? What's he doing now?
He didn't say.
I gotta tell you, this whole thing is really starting to give me the creeps.
Yeah? What whole thing is that? What's so funny? What?
This episode, Eater, and a later episode, Family Man, are the two highest rated episodes on IMDb, and it's easy to see why. They pack so much into this episode. They do a good job building up the characters and the suspense, and pack a ton into the last third of this episode. In fact, that's where really most of the action happens. We see that the serial killer has escaped, but we're not exactly sure how. The serial killer, Cannibal, actually has the ability to switch bodies. So he's been, throughout this episode, taking over the bodies of her two other police officers that are with her in this police station overnight, Mattingly and Marty. It also kind of explains why both of these officers have been acting a little odd. It leads you to believe that they're actually trying to hit on her and might like sexually assault her, but no. This is really the serial killer most of the time, switching in between bodies and messing with her. He's also now locked down the entire police station. And this is really a good way to make this episode a lot more original rather than him just escaping and chasing them all around. Now, you don't exactly know who is what, who's in what body, and if Elizabeth Moss, the Handmaid's Tale girl herself, has had her body taken over. So it really keeps you guessing and makes this definitely the best episode we've seen so far.
You see anything?
Nothing. It's coming from the holding room. Miller,
Gotta be.
check his face, Bannerman. I don't like this.
Sorry.
You one hell of a cop, Bannerman.
J'ai fait Il faut que je mange.
So I give Eater an 8 out of 10. There's not really much to complain about for this episode. The Eater definitely looks horrifying, and I actually thought that maybe he has like a prosthetic nose or something, but no, this is what the actor actually looks like. He is a literal freak of nature. He's 6'11" and just looks like a sideshow character, which is why he plays sideshow characters. So really, they didn't really do much to make him look crazy. He literally looks like this. His name is Stephen R. Hart. He's a Canadian actor, and he's played in things like Max Payne, the very underrated 2007 shoot 'em up, and even an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode way back in the day, 1992. The ending is a little weird. An episode that's so serious and is so well directed up until this point. He's kind of chasing her around this police station. Once again, some really good scenes. And then she finds rat poison, and she essentially poisons herself and him. And this rat poison literally looks like a cartoon box that says rat poison. You'd think she could maybe try to throw the rat poison on him or something, but okay, sure. Still not like a huge demerit. I think it's a very, very solid 8, very close to a 9. Stuart Gordon directed this episode. He's best known for directing 1985's Reanimator. And right after that, he directed From Beyond and Dolls. He also wrote the screenplay for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So this is a very competent director we're dealing with, and Mick Garris hiring another one of his friends, just like he did in Masters of Horror, to direct these episodes of Fear itself. Alright, next up is Episode 6, New Year's Day, starring Brianna Evigan, a girl from the dancing movie Step Up. Except there's no dancing in this episode. This time she's playing Mopey Girl, who looks pretty good, surviving a zombie apocalypse that in some scenes seems to be heavily inspired by Resident Evil 3. Once again, you can watch all these episodes on YouTube for free, legally. Yay. Check out our playlist for all the episodes in order, and I'll see you in a few days.